Hello everybody, and welcome to my first topical video for YouTube. My name is CJ, CJ Consultancy, and if you haven't watched the introduction video, please do so, because it will give you a bit of understanding where I'm coming from, what my background is, and what this channel is all about. So have a look at that, and then going forward, this topic for this video is going to be open and closed questions. Now, for those of you that don't know, a closed question is a question that can be answered with yes or no. So that's, can I help you with anything today? No. And an open question is basically a question that can be answered with yes or no. And it's generally a question that is asked with the 4 W's and an H, which is who, what, when, where, why, and how. Who, what, when, where, why. Sorry, 5 W's and an H. So that would be an example of who are you buying that particular item for? And then they would have to say. Now, when it comes to training, I've had a lot of training from a lot of different companies, both video-based, PowerPoint presentation-based, and practical-based on the shop floor. Now, a lot of companies will push asking open questions. They'll say, only ask open questions, don't ask closed questions. I have a problem with this for many reasons. Basically, you can ask an open question and you can get shot down just as easily as you can by asking a closed question. For example, how can I help you today? You can't. It's not no, but he's saying he doesn't want help and you're not going to help him, and he's saying it quickly. So it doesn't work like they, expect it to. Let me give you another example. What are you going to be using that item for, sir? None of your business. It's not a no answer, but he's basically cutting the conversation then and there. And that's another thing I have a problem with regards to open questions. They can be very invasive. Now, this is where it becomes a bit complicated, because I'm American and I've worked in American stores, but I've been living in the UK for a third of my life, and I'm currently working in the UK. I believe it'd be easier to ask open questions in America than it would be in the UK, at least the area that I live in. And the reason for that is that America has a very different standard and expectation for customer service than the UK does. And I struggled to acclimatize to that when I moved over here. In America, the expectations for customer service anywhere and everywhere are very high. They expect there to be someone around to help them pretty much at all times, but they also expect to be approached pretty much every time. So when you say go into a big electronics store in America, if I go in there as a customer, I expect to be approached by at least one member of staff to say, "Oh, hi, how are you doing? Is there anything I can help you find today?" Whereas in the UK, I would never expect that anywhere. I could go into any electronics store, I could go into big supermarkets, I could go into boutiques. I would never expect to be approached and offered help. It's just a cultural thing, really, I think. In the UK, as a customer, I think customers expect there to be someone available So they expect to be able to see a member of staff in a department, every department, and they expect to have a member of staff easily available and accessible if they have a question or if they need assistance. To give you an example, I worked in a fairly high-end outdoor clothing retailer here in the UK, and basically I had a customer come in, or there was a customer on the shop floor, and I had just come out of the office onto the shop floor, and I went up to the customer and said, "Hi, how you doing? You think you need help today?" Can't remember exactly what I said, something to that effect. And he basically shouted at me, shouted in my face, "If one more person asks me if I need help, then I'm walking out that door." And obviously, my reaction was a bit like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry, what did I do?" And at the time, I think I said something to the effect of, "Oh, I'm sorry, we're just trying to provide an excellent level of customer service." And he went off mumbling to himself in a corner. And I spoke to my team because there were two other of my colleagues on the shop floor at the time, and apparently both of them had approached that customer. Now I can, we get a lot of retailers saying, you need to approach every single customer. But if you have, a member of staff that sees the customer comes in, approaches that customer when they come in, and then you have another member of staff who's been out in the stock room, putting away stock or whatever, comes out on the shop floor, sees that customer, approaches that customer, you just have an issue. You can't say approach every single customer, because then you'll end up having 5-6 of your sales staff approaching the same customer, and they're going to get really pissed off and they're going to walk out the door. Whereas in America, I think you're a bit tolerant of it. In America, if that happened, you'd be like, "Oh no, I'm alright, thanks for checking on me," and you'd sort of leave that store thinking, "Wow, they've got really good customer service." Everybody was really helpful. Everybody asked if I needed help. But I think those are just cultural differences. So yeah, in the UK, I wouldn't tell your staff to approach every single customer. I would tell your staff to be readily available if they get approached by a customer, to stop what they're doing. I mean, I don't care what they're doing, how important it is to do that display, or how important it is to get that brand new stock out on the shop floor. If a customer comes up to you and asking for help, they're the priority. So you need to stop what you're doing and help that customer. And I think that's the important thing, is just being available and being knowledgeable. Back, I have digressed a bit. Back to the sort of open and closed questions. Open questions, like I said, would be fine, I think, in America, but closed questions are just as suitable, I think, for building a rapport. And that's the key bit. I don't care if you're asking open or closed questions, as long as you're building rapport with the customer, because that's the important bit. Building rapport with the customer can just start out with, "Oh, hey, how you doing today? Enjoying the weather? We finally got some sunshine here in the UK. Whoa!" Just having a joke, having a laugh, being not pushy, but being friendly, but not too friendly. And that goes back to the open questions. Don't be too friendly with your questions. I witnessed firsthand a very awkward moment between a sales assistant and a customer, where the sales assistant was asking open questions, but he's asking open question after open question after open question, and the customer just looked so uncomfortable. And the sales assistant was asking questions like, "Oh, you going on holiday soon?" and things like that. Inappropriate questions for someone that you don't know, that you've never met, and that you're probably never going to see again. So I think the key bit is, if you ask a closed question, just ask it in a friendly manner. ask it with a smile on your face. If you say something like, "Oh, is there anything I can help you with today?" You're right there. Uh, you know, nice posture, open body language, friendly smile. If they say no, they say no, and they don't need any help. But if you ask an open question and they don't need any help, they're just gonna say no in a different way. Okay, that's asking an open question isn't gonna magically create a conversation if they don't want a conversation. So yeah, I think the key bit is to build a rapport, be friendly, have a smile, make yourself available, and generally just treat every customer like you treat you know a friend, but a friend that you don't know very well. So not too personal, not too close, but still friendly and inviting. I think companies need to stop with this. Only ask open questions. Don't ask closed questions because they can answer no. If a customer doesn't want to talk to you, they're not going to talk to you. And this is where people need to develop more. Employers and trainers need to develop more on understanding body language, understanding tone of voice, understanding communication in general. If you're asking open questions and the customer's not making eye contact with you, they don't want to know. They don't want to talk. They don't want to be friendly. They don't want to, basically, they just want to shop in peace. So leave them alone. All right? If you ask, if it just having a friendly chat, oh, you need help there? Oh, yeah, I'm looking for, this jacket, and is it waterproof? Oh, yeah, it's waterproof. It's got a, Isotex membrane, waterproof, moisture vapor, whatever, permeable, this, that, and the other, and you need to be knowledgeable on your product that you're selling. And then go from there and say, oh, you going on a trip? Need a nice waterproof jacket? Be like, oh yeah, I'm doing a trek through the Congo. It's gonna be my first time going abroad, and I'm going with a couple of mates. We're going backpacking. And you say, oh wow, I've always wanted to go to Congo. That sounds amazing. And you just go from there. You just build a conversation, and you can become more friendly, and you can become more open. And that's about building rapport. So trainers, employers, stop pushing asking open questions because there's no point. There's no need for it. Open questions come after the conversation starts flowing. Okay, like I said, are you what do you need the jacket for? Are you going on a holiday, whatever? That's an open question. Okay, so open questions come after the conversation, but the conversation can get started with a closed question. Okay. You have to have a customer who wants the conversation. Well, that conversation is never going to happen whether you open a closed question or open a question. And the more you force it, the more they're going to resent you, and they're going to resent the company that they're shopping with. And that's the last thing you want. So you'd rather have a customer that answers no and just shops in peace and then comes back. Then you keep pushing open questions and annoying this customer and them never coming back because that store has annoying sales staff and they never want to see them again. So I'm probably going to wrap it up here because I don't want to go for too long. I'm going to go on to conversations and communication a lot more in some future videos. But this is just a short video on why I hate open questions and why they're not important and the alternatives that we should be doing instead. And that is being available and just being friendly but not pushy. And that's what good customer service is to me anyway. And there you go. So I hope you got something out of this video. I mean, I'm very new to YouTube and not very good at this sort of thing. But like I said, I've got a fair amount of experience that I want to share. And it's all personal experience, like I said. There's a lot of training videos out there and a lot of training programs that you can get from the companies that you work for or just in general. But a lot of them all say the same thing, and it's all designed and written, or most of it's designed and written by people who have never actually been on a shop floor in a store helping customers and dealt with situations like, you know, us sort of foot soldiers have. So I hope you've gotten something out of this video. And I will say goodbye now. Thank you for watching, and if you want to see what's coming next, I'm not sure what's coming next, but it will be something customer service and sales related. If you want to see what's next, click on subscribe, and I'm gonna see if I can do sort of a video every week and see how that goes. I might do a bit more, might do a bit less, but for now I think I'm going to release videos sort of every Tuesday, because that's my day off that I have in the week. And so yeah, so the next video will be coming next Tuesday. Thank you for watching. Cheers. Bye.